Hey everyone, this is Robin Pike with Crafty Stamper, and today is May 1st of 2026. I'm so excited for May because with May we get new things, and I'm excited to bring it in and see what happens and be able to get our hands on all the new products. So it's really a good time. But let me ask you something. Have you ever seen your desk after you get through stamping and it has all of these pieces everywhere? I know if you're like me, you have tons of scrap pieces left over from everything and they get thrown to the side. Well, let's put them to work today. So let's move this out of the way and I'm going to show you what I did here. This card here is nothing but 1-inch pieces, 1-inch squares. And then this is 2 1/4 here. I put them on this card and it was quick and simple. And so instead of throwing those scraps to the side, let's start putting them maybe in a baggie or something, or some kind of Ziploc bag, anything. Put your scraps in there and then come back, pull them all out, and then throw something together like this. I think this turned out really good. And, you know, those days when you're trying to clean up, maybe you're trying to get your area cleaned up and get rid of some of the scraps, this is a great way to do it. So let's put that one aside. And let me show you this one. Now on this one, I used the same color on the scraps, which you can do that. And then put the little strawberries on here, the strawberry preserves. Put me a sentiment on there. And then I have a card, very quick. And then I've got this one. And here, I just had some smaller pieces left over from this set. And I went ahead and cut them up to 1-inch squares. Put this together, and in no time, you've got a really good card. And I like the way it turned out. So I'm going to show you, we're going to make a card today. And I decided to get the cute little bugs out because I have several pieces, you know, here and there, little scrap pieces. And so I thought, well, let's put this one to good use. So the first thing I do, and this is just the way I do it, you know, you may have a different way to do it. But here, I'm just taking, and I'm not putting a lot of tape on here either. And so here, I'm just trying to even it up, and I'm not going to measure. I'm not taking the time for all of that. Now, if you want to, you sure can. But here, I'm just trying to give myself a border over here. And that looks pretty good there. Might need to come down just a tad. And here, I tell you, the green paper here, the Mossy Meadow, is 5 1/4 by 4. And then we're going to put this on a standard white 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. But the first thing I do is just put the center piece here and then try to get it even if I can, you know, to where it looks decent, but you really can't go wrong with it. And then here, I just kind of laid them out. And what I did, because I wanted this to be in line with the corner, so I did that. And then you can lay them out. You can put one here, and then it lines up over here with this corner, and you can adjust as needed. And then here, I just put that one. Let's see, we could take and put one here, and it needs to line up over here with the corner on that. Let's see, and then we'll turn this one over this way, and it's going to line up right down here at the corner. And then we can put this one here. And then let's see what we want to do here. We could put this side here, and it's going to line up at the corner too. I want it to be even there. And then here, we're going to use this side. You could use any of the sides that you wanted to, but that's kind of the way I thought about putting this together. So let's go ahead. We're just going to put a little bit of tape on here. I just put a little bit because that way I can pick it up and move it if I need to. Just makes it easier to adjust. And then that needs to be even with that corner right here. I'm going to put this one down. This just comes together so easy. And I just wanted to share it with you. And you may already do this, but, and you know, I've done it some, but hey, we forget and we get those scraps back and we really don't think that much of them. But, you know, sometimes we need to clean up our messes too. And sometimes it just keeps stacking up and stacking up. If it's like mine, my area just gets worse and worse, and it stacks up with a whole bunch of stuff that I really don't need or need to put it to good use, actually, instead of it just sitting back. That needs to come down a little bit more. And then when I get there, I'll pick it up and look at it and see if it looks halfway decent. And if it does, then we're good to go. And we can adjust it if we need to. Okay. All right. So that's what we have. Looks like this one they need to kind of tilt that way a little bit more. And those look pretty good. I'm going to bring this up just a tad. See what that looks like. Okay, I'm happy with that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, if you want it to be, you can get, you know, something out and measure and make sure that it all, you know, is like you want it. But I wasn't worried about it. And I think I'm going to take our black. This is our basic black, our new stamp pads that we have. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp it up with it. And this is You Brighten My Day. And you can use any, let me stamp that off over here. And you can use any sentiment that you want. Just pick out one that you want to use and just go with it. Okay. So we've got that. Looks like I got the U a little dark. I'm still trying to learn how to use that pad. It's a lot different than our Memento was. So I'm learning. All right, so here we can put that up on dimensionals, or we could leave it flat. Totally up to you. I think we could stick this up on a dimensional here. And I'm going to put that right there. And then we're going to put our little flowers over here. And I think I will just put them down with some glue dots. We got a little grass on here. If we wanted to, we could put a bow, or we could grab some little ladybugs. I've got some over here in my stash. Let's see where my ladybugs are. There they are. Let's see. I think I've got another pack already open. So here we could just take our little ladybug. Well, it would help if I take it out of the pack. It's so, with it being so clear like that, it looked like it was already out. So, let's see. We could put one of these over here, maybe. See what one would look like up at the top corner. There. That looks cute. If we wanted to, we could go ahead and we could put a little bow on it. I like to put little bows. And I've got one right here that I had made up earlier and didn't use. But that just kind of adds to it. And I think that looks really cute. So let's just stick that on there. And then our card will be done. And I wanted to tell you, don't forget about our sale tomorrow. It's a 24-hour sale since it's National Scrapbooking Day. And so we're going to have a select products. That's what it says. So I'm not sure which ones it is right now. Guess we'll find out together. Anyway, you can save 20%, I believe is what it is. Yeah, 20% off. So don't forget about that tomorrow. And then don't forget the catalog goes live on Tuesday of next week on May 5th. So we're excited about that. And then here, I'm just going to glue this down. I'm not going to put it up on dimensionals. You could do any of it you want to, but it's just a simple card, but it will make somebody's day. Somebody will be very happy to receive that. You brighten my day. I think that's just so sweet. And so anyway, let's bring these back in. So one tip I could give you on this is when you're cutting your squares, since they're so small, make sure, let me get my paper trimmer because I'm going to show you. So make sure when you're cutting your little 1-inch pieces, this is not the exact size, but make sure instead of just coming like here, you could hold on to it and then go up. Sometimes as they get shorter, your paper will move with you. So make sure you just lift this up a little bit. You put your cutting blade on the paper. Don't start at the end. Put it on the paper and then slide it up and back. And then that will keep it from sliding on you. Like I said, I learned the hard way because I did several pieces like that. I would forget about, and you can see, well, I don't know if you can kind of see, this one's uneven because it gets it just a little bit, but and then this one was the same way. It just kind of jerks it back. So it makes it uneven. So make sure, that's just a good tip for you, that if you are cutting these, just start in the center of your paper and then work your way down and then back up. And then that way the paper won't move on you. All right. Well, I hope this has been helpful, and I'd love to see your cards. I'd love for you to play around with this, and then post it on my Facebook page, Crafty Stamper. That's who I am, and that's what my Facebook page is. So I'd love to see you over there, and I would love for you to, if you like this, and this has been helpful, share my video and like and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you later. Bye.